given from heaven. Human personality is the time-space image shadow cast by the divine creator personality. Did you hear that, Anthony?
That's
Yeah.
what he was just talking about that in Course of Love.
Right, right.
The image.
That's right.
Wow, I was reading that this morning.
Oh. Human personality is the time-space image shadow cast by the divine creator personality. And no actuality can ever be adequately comprehended by an examination of its shadow. Shadows should be interpreted in terms of the true substance. Oh, Jesus. Now help us. God is to science a cause. God is to science a cause, to philosophy an idea, to religion a person, even the loving Heavenly Father. God is to the scientist a primal force, to the philosopher a hypothesis of unity, to the religionist a living spiritual experience. Man's inadequate concept of the personality of the universal Father can be improved by man's spiritual progress.
Only by men's.
Thank you. Only by man's spiritual progress in the universe, and will become truly adequate only when the pilgrims of time and space finally attain the divine embrace of the living God on paradise. I fucking love this. I just love it. It's like music to my ears. Never lose sight of the,
Antipodal.
thank you, viewpoints of personality as it is conceived by man, by God and man. Man views and comprehends personality, looking from the finite to the infinite. God looks from the infinite to the finite. Man possesses the lowest type of personality.
Whoa.
I like how, I like how he nails it. Like,
That's
whoa,
funny. We are the rulers of the universe.
hello, my life. How you doing down there, assholes? I love you. Hey, Ted Paul. Oh, wow. Man possesses the lowest type of personality. God, the highest, even supreme, ultimate, and absolute. Therefore, did the better concepts of the divine personality have patiently to await the appearance of improved ideas of human personality, especially the enhanced revelation of both human and divine personality in the Urantian bestowal of Michael, the Creator Son, or better say Jesus. The personal divine spirit which involved the mortal mind carries in its,
This pre-person, sorry, it says pre-personal.
thank you, sweetheart, the pre-personal divine spirit which indwells the mortal mind carries in its very presence the valid proof of its actual existence. But the concept of the divine personality can be grasped only by the spiritual insight of genuine personal religious experience. That's so true. Any person, human or divine, may be known and comprehended quite apart from the external reactions or the material presence of that person. How beautiful. Anybody else would like to?
When it was talking about the shadow on the other page,
Yeah.
where is it? If I can, they're so thin, these pages. So, and no actuality can ever be adequately comprehended by an examination of its shadow. Is that talking about the ego? By saying no, an examination of the ego, would that be the same thing?
I don't think this goes too much into the ego at all.
What does your shadow mean then? Do you know?
I think it's just like a little reduced, just the shadow, not the real deal thing. Just some kind of real reflection that's looking for itself. But I really don't have like that many answers on this because this is so forever revealing itself.
Yeah.
It might be what's meant by we're made in his image and likeness. Not the body, but whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yes, like when you begin to see the invisible.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like when you look for awareness, you can't find.
Yes.
You can't find awareness. Yeah.
You can't find awareness yet. You can experience it.
Yeah.
And these eyes are quite useless to you for that. However, I'm starting to see other things, like when I have these holy instances with people, even their physicality kind of shapeshifts into something. There is a certain radiance that begins to all of a sudden radiate from their being. Like suddenly a person who is in their 60s suddenly looks like 17. And you're just sitting there going, wow, like it's so beautiful, like so absolutely beautiful. Kevin, you were saying?
I was going to say someone in their 60s almost looks like they're 70.
In which case I'm doing really well.
All right, who's next?
I'd like to go because I'm leaving early.
Oh, yeah.
Some degree of moral affinity and spiritual harmony is essential to friendship between two persons. A loving personality can hardly reveal himself to a loveless person. Even to approach the knowing of a divine personality, all of man's personality endowments must be wholly consecrated to the effort. Half-hearted, partial devotion will be unavailing. Wholehearted, just as we were talking about yesterday, is what's needed. The more completely man understands himself and appreciates the personality values of his fellows, the more he will crave to know the original personality. And the more earnestly such a God-knowing human will strive to become like the original personality. You can argue over opinions about God, but experience with him and in him exists above and beyond all human controversy and mere intellectual logic.
Bingo. That's so true, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not about concepts.
No. Zero.
The God-knowing man describes his spiritual experiences not to convince unbelievers, but for the edification and mutual satisfaction of believers.
Mm.
To assume that the universe can be known, that it is intelligible, is to assume that the universe is mind made and personality managed.
Oh.
Man's mind can only perceive the mind phenomena of other minds, be they human or superhuman. Man's mind can only perceive the mind phenomena of other minds, be they human or superhuman. If man's personality can experience the universe, there is a divine mind and an actual personality somewhere concealed in that universe. Someone else can read. Thank you.
I'll go. God is spirit, spirit personality. Man is also a spirit, potential spirit personality.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus of Nazareth attained the full realization of this potential of spirit personality in human experience. Therefore, his life of achieving the Father's will becomes man's most real and ideal revelation of the personality of God.
Wow. This is a good answer. What's coming? This is so good.
Even though the personality of the universal Father can be grasped only in actual religious experience, in Jesus' earth life, we are inspired by the perfect demonstration of such a realization and revelation of the personality of God in a truly human experience.
That's what Course in Miracles says at the end. Seek only the experience and do not let theology delay you.
Yeah.
And when you start, when it goes into this comparing the concepts and this almost like a bit of war of concepts of, it just becomes ugly. Whereas experience is what reveals everything, and it's actually what we're learning from. Even Course of Love teaches that. Like, you have an experience, and that's what you're learning from, not from the words we read so much. We read, suddenly we're blessed by some moment where you go like, oh God, like you can't even speak there. And that is teaching you that newness, that refreshes. It's like it's an update. Throws all the data out, and a new, fresh, inspired thought begins to flow through. You want to continue, Kimza?
Oh, the next chapter? Okay. 7, spiritual value of the personality concept. When Jesus talked about the living God, he referred to a personal deity, the Father in heaven. The concept of the personality of deity facilitates fellowship. It favors intelligent worship. Intelligent worship. It promotes refreshing trustfulness. Interactions can be had between non-personal things, but not fellowship. The fellowship relation of father and son, both between God and man, cannot be enjoyed unless both are persons. Only personalities can commune with each other, albeit this personal communion may be greatly facilitated by the presence of just such an impersonal entity as the thought adjuster.
Hey, Anthony.
Yo.
Thought adjuster.
Thought adjuster.
An impersonal entity.
That's the thought adjuster.
Yeah. We all have it sitting there, going like, well, whenever you're ready.
It knows just when to tweak it.
Yeah.
Suddenly you have a revelation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Man does not achieve union with God as a drop of water might find unity with the ocean.
Wow, that's beautiful.
What?
It's beautiful.
Man attains divine union by progressive reciprocal spiritual communion, by personality intercourse with the personal God, by increasingly attaining the divine nature through wholehearted and intelligent conformity to the divine will. Oh.
It's crazy. It's great.
Isn't it amazing?
Wholehearted.
Wow.
Wholehearted and intelligent. Damn.
Beautiful.
That's why we need a thought adjuster.
Oh. Such a sublime relationship can exist only between personalities.
Oh, there you have it. It's time to get clear our personalities. It's more than we thought it was, eh?
The concept of truth might possibly be entertained apart from personality. The concept of beauty may exist without personality. But the concept of divine goodness is understandable only in relation to personality. Only a person can love and be loved. Even beauty and truth would be divorced from survival hope if they were not attributes of a personal God, a loving Father. Survival hope.
I know.
Jesus. I don't know. It's just throwing my mind out the window or something.
That's a good thing, eh?
Oh,
you're exchanging it for something more meaningful.
Oh.
What I'm kind of feeling is that God, spirit, and beyond is much more personal than I thought it was. Like my relationship with God is so much more personal. And that brings up lots of beliefs of, oh God, I'm not worthy, and why, how can God be like that? A one-on-one sort of God.
Yeah, just simply is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall I keep going, or does someone else like to read it?
Please.
Yep. Okay. We cannot fully understand how God can be primal, changeless, all-powerful, and perfect, and at the same time be surrounded by an ever-changing and apparently law-limited universe, an evolving universe of relative imperfections. But we can know such a truth in our own personal experience, since we all maintain identity of personality and unity of will, in spite of the constant changing of both ourselves and our environment. We all maintain identity of personality and unity of will. Ultimate universe reality cannot be grasped by mathematics, logic, or philosophy, only by personal experience in progressive conformity to the divine will of personal God. Neither science, philosophy, nor theology can validate the personality of God. Only the personal experience of the faith sons of the Heavenly Father can effect the actual spiritual realization of the personality of God. Oh.
Don't worry, next two chapters are way much easier to read.
The higher the higher concepts of universe personality imply identity, self-consciousness, self-will, and possibility for self-revelation. And these characteristics further imply fellowship with other and equal personalities, such as exist in the personality associations of the paradise deities. And the absolute unity of these associations is so perfect that divinity becomes known by indivisibility, by oneness. The Lord God is one. Indivisibility of personality does not interfere with God's bestowing his Spirit to live in the hearts of mortal men. Indivisibility of a human father's personality does not prevent the reproduction of mortal sons and daughters. This concept of indivisibility, in association with the concept of unity, implies transcendence of both time and space by the ultimacy of deity. Therefore, neither space nor time can be absolute or infinite. The first source and centre is that infinity who unqualifiedly transcends all mind, all matter, and all spirit. Oh, boy.
No.
The fact of the Paradise Trinity in no manner violates the truth of the divine unity. The three personalities of Paradise Deity are, in all universe reality reactions and in all creature relations, as one. Neither does the existence of these three eternal persons violate the truth of the indivisibility of deity. I am fully aware.
Are they talking about the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit? Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Well, it gets way. It's much bigger than we can comprehend.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that, but I'm just wondering if the Paradise Trinity is the same as the Trinity that we know. It's the same sort of.
I think it just
it
just goes so much further.
Yeah,
it just blows the little concepts we have into much bigger. That whole sun it will be explained anyway.
Yeah, of course it will be. Sorry, Kim.
No, that's all right.
Oh, beautiful.
I am fully aware that I have at my command no language adequate to make clear to the mortal mind how these universe problems appear to us. But you should not become discouraged. Not all of these things are wholly clear to even the high personalities belonging to my group of paradise beings.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Phew.
Wow. What a relief.
Even these guys will say, like, yeah, we can tell you about this, but after that we don't know either. Go on.
Ever bear in mind that these profound truths pertaining to deity will increasingly clarify as your minds become progressively spiritualized during the successive epochs of the long mortal ascent to paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a long, long road.
Yeah. They say something like in Earth time, it's like 2 million years.
Oh God.
Of ascension. And they just like to get somewhere nearby. You have to have this. I forgot the word. Like you have to have these sensations. You have to have like this awakened parts of yourself that we don't even know exist, to be actually stand in the presence of the Paradise Father and be able. Somebody said, if you ended up right now in the Isle of Paradise, you would think you are on a Mars. You wouldn't see anything, just rocks and like no air, something that would suffocate you. And yet, there's a beautiful movie called Valerian. Anybody seen Valerian?
No.
Yes. Yeah, it's a science fiction.
God, it is on Netflix. It's just so beautifully done. And it's the same guy who did The Fifth Element. Yes. And there's this amazing thing, like they land somewhere and there's like desert, nothing there. And the guy says, well, you're going to have to need these to be able to see what's here. And he puts this freaking some kind of device on his head, and suddenly there is a whole city going on.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah,
it was like a desert.
Oh,
and that's a really this is what that is like. You just get these particular things with which to see. you know?
Mm.
Like, you know, when we started doing the course, you know, you couldn't see a thing, and then suddenly you saw something. You're like, oh my God, I can see with something else than just my eyes, yeah? Then suddenly you see with your heart. Next minute you see through your feelings. Right? Next minute you have all these different little scanners that actually perceive more of the real reality that's invisible, that appears to be invisible to the density of physicality.
Yeah.
So that movie is beautiful, and also starts this magnificent planet where beings are way, way evolved. They no longer eat. They no longer consume stuff, you know?
Well, URANTIA talks about that somewhere, doesn't it? The different planets.
I think he is highly influenced by URANTIA. Even when you look at the fifth element, there are some, just the way he can put into movie some principles.
I like the one where you don't have to go to the toilet. Everything's utilized. There's no waste. I think, hallelujah.
Oh, yes, I know. I was just listening to that.
That'd be good.
Holy shit, we've got to put up with here.
No more toilet paper.
Well, is that in the URANTIA book as well, is it?
Yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere in the paper, 47 or 48.
47 or 46.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye,
Love you all.
See you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Kyle, I remember that film, Valerian. I can't remember the storyline much, but I remember it was very impressive visually.
Yeah, exactly. And at the beginning of that movie is just how he puts these beings in, like, wow, you just go, oh, this is another way of being altogether.
Oh.
I'll have to look that one up. I've seen Fifth Element a few times. I love that movie. So I have to
exactly, because at the end of that movie is this most amazing thing, is they have these 4 elements, right? Remember the 4 rocks?
Yeah.
And then even like they're just rocks. They do nothing unless they're placed in the right way and until they're ignited.
Ah, yes.
When you look at it from a like right-usable point of view, for me, that's like sits like a phew. So like one of the rock is the mind, the other one is the feeling realm, the other one is the heart, the other one is the body, you know, the earth. They just sit there and they're already ignited and they're still missing something, right? And they bring in the supreme being, yeah? And even that does not ignite it unless that supreme being receives love. Remember at the end, he says, like, tell her. He goes like, I love you. And then she goes, boom, and stops the evil planet, because that stops the evil in our mind, basically. Yeah. If you experience love, and that's the 5th element. But even the 5th element, she says, I'm a supreme being. But even that, which says like, unless it's ignited and given and receiving love, which that gives it back straight away in a way of completely eliminating the evil. So it's like profound message there, if you can see that perspective. But even there, like, unless your spirit is ignited, it just freaking sits there like a little shriveled up nothing. If your will is not awakened and moving, it's just like annoying feelings and emotions, right? If your heart is not awakened, it's just like nothing. And then comes this whole like a, elevated self of form awakening, where even your cell begin to vibrate in a speed of light, where you no longer feel so dense and thick.
Maybe that's the start of personality.
Yeah, but that's what they say in a paper 47. It's like that you still have the same body, you still have like the same shape, but it's no longer get sick. It's no longer, or it says very little sickness, like hardly any. You function on a very different way of being, but you're still recognizable as shape in a way. They basically say, hey, you will meet absolutely everyone you've ever met on that, you know.
So that's in the when you go through the URANTIA levels.
Yes.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, that concept is huge.
Yeah. That's huge.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye, Tonka. So we're really on the absolute bottom of the...
Yeah, with that, like tadpoles.
Yeah, tadpoles. Oh, Jesus.
Divine tadpoles. Shall we read who presented it?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Who'd like to read that?
I love these characters. Check this out. Go, Kim.
Oh, presented by a divine counselor, a member of a group of celestial personalities assigned by the Ancients of Days on Uversa, the headquarters of the seventh super universe, to supervise those portions of this forthcoming revelation which have to do with affairs beyond the borders of the local universe of Nebadon. I am commissioned to sponsor those papers portraying the nature and attributes of God because I represent the highest source of information available for such a purpose on any inhabited world.
Wow. I love how he puts it there. It's like, yeah, because I represent the highest source. That's what I do. That's all I'm here to do. Just represent the highest source of information. Oh, so cute, isn't it?
I have served as a divine counselor in all 7 of the super universes and have long resided at the paradise center of all things.
Wow.
Many times have I enjoyed the supreme pleasure of a sojourn in the immediate personal presence of the Universal Father.
Wow, that's so amazing.
I portray the reality and truth of the Father's nature and attributes with unchallengeable authority. I know whereof I speak.
Wow. Isn't it amazing that this is blessing us? There's something like that is actually reaching us, and we can actually stay present for it to some extent, you know? It actually lands somewhere. For me, it lands like a relief, and that inner joy gets ignited. Like the hope really kicks in. It's like, oh my God, there's actual hope.
Yeah, same. This little feeling inside of, oh yeah, we're actually looked after and guided and noticed.
Like it becomes tangible. Sometimes course can be so untangible, like unreachable in some way. Like, but this becomes tangible. It just speaks to you gently and say, hey, just check this out and check this out. How about this? How about that? But you go far out.
It's just incomprehensible to be part of such a...
But this next chapter is a little bit easier on us. I mean, it definitely was on me. Like the paper to the nature of God. It goes more into this descriptive sort of expressions of where you just go like, oh, I can actually digest this. Still huge. And also starting to look for these things in ourselves because we are the children. We are the same. We are that potential of being as God created us, right? So when I hear these things, I go, how can I incarnate or allow that to ignite within myself as a living thing? It's no longer just a concept, but the actual direct reverberation of that expression. And of course, every word I say is just a such a limited little dead ball.
It's so vast and complex. Like, really, you can't possibly rush it. You know, like it's.
Yes.
You know, like it's just. Yeah, like you say, the words don't cut it.
Even in Righteous of Will, he says, I am way more complex than anyone can possibly comprehend. I am. Yeah, I am way more. And here we see it so clearly, 2,907 pages of reminder that kind of blows my realities into smithereens. But in that, the blocks to love's presence begin to also vanish.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. You see that, right? That's so good. It's so good you had that experience, Anthony, with that thought adjuster. I had exactly the same experience. That's why I know what you speak of. He was so
yeah.
He was just so dislodged something major.
Sorry, what experience was that? I think I missed it, Anthony.
Well, I've been reading a lot of the URANTIA books, and I've had this experience of really feeling much more connected to the thought adjuster, the Holy Spirit part of me. Like it's sort of like blowing my mind a bit. Like I can't explain it, but
that's wonderful. Yeah, that's
it's
wonderful.
just like an understanding and it's like a friend and I'm using the thought adjuster all the time just to go, can you help me? What's this about? And I feel like I get flashes all the time. As soon as I ask, or I get flashes of, that's the meaning of that. That's what it's all about. It's just really beautiful. It's like,
yes, that's it. It's so beautiful.
And I'm not explaining it at all.
No. I get it.
I feel like in my lifetime I've gone from a non-believer of God or a hater of God as a child, or really angry and dad died, struggled with the Course in Miracles for 20 years, trying to fathom this Holy Spirit and God business, but so wanting to read the Course in Miracles and listen. I've listened to it about 20 times, I reckon. To now, I've actually had a little pop where God is so in my life. Like I've been born again. Hallelujah. But I really feel like that. I really feel like God is all there is.
Anthony, try this one. What's that feeling? Don't tell us the name. How does it make you feel connected to the thought adjuster?
Yeah, that.
That's it. And
my God.
Can you allow that more? Allow that experience, allow it just more, give it more space, because that's how you extend it, but that's also how you keep it. By giving it away,
Yeah.
So can you allow yourself to feel it even more? Say yes.
Yes.
And then you just, breath becomes wider and deeper.
I guess it must be hard to join with the will of God if you're not listening to that thought adjuster. Like, how could you do it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be the main element here, the will of God.
Yeah.
When I remember, I just try and say, yeah, thy will be done, because, I don't really know what that is. How it should pan out, how things should pan out. How do I know? How could I possibly know?
It's coming.
Given I'm just an amoeba, Yeah.
You're no longer just an amoeba, You're just going like, there's more to everything than I ever believed or thought.
Yeah. Really frazzles your mind, this book.
Yeah, completely
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like I do, I get feelings of understanding. Well,
Yes.
I don't know. Like
And
I guess I get little pangs of yeah.
It just puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Some type of perspective.
How you really know? Because you become like incredibly joyous. Did you find that there was a joyous thing?
Yeah. Because I think
smile on your face, that's like you can't fake that.
Kevin noticed it a month ago or so when I was just reading the Jesus things, and I had this thing yesterday. I was feeling really upset and I just couldn't work it out. And I just said, I read in the Course of Miracles, just think with the mind of Jesus, just ask Jesus to think for you. And honestly, the whole world just became really still. And I felt like I was the whole world. I felt like I was the trees growing up in the mountains. And I was just like, whoa, and I'm driving. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just stay on the road.
That's it, isn't it?
There's a real feeling of connection, interconnectedness.
Beautiful. Yeah. Should we bless ourselves with the next paper a little bit, or?
Oh, dear.
A little bit, if you want.
Nature of God, that'd be.
I'd love to.
I'll read a bit. Okay. Urantia Book, Paper 2, The Nature of God. Inasmuch as man's highest possible concept of God is embraced within the human idea, an ideal of a primal and infinite personality, it is permissible and may prove helpful to study certain characteristics of the divine nature which constitute the character of deity.
Remember that in the Course of Miracles talks about the characteristics of the teachers of God? Yeah, this is kind of similar.
Yeah.
It's
a character.
That's a good one to check and just to see where am I with that? Where am I with that quality in me? Those 10 characteristics like honesty, total trust, gentleness, which I see more like you become so soft, you become almost unphysical in a way, or very receptive. So it's good to check those 10 characteristics in Course that really, and see if you can incarnate each of them rather than just read about it.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm a bit all over the place with all those characteristics, to be honest. Like, they're just,
yeah, but they're just pointers, there's not like bad, you just haven't given that enough expression in you yet. So you just go, this one is lacking a bit, let's do it.
Yeah, cool.
Even like right now, so can you allow gentleness? Just say yes.
Yes. Yes.
And then watch how it comes. Can you allow it more?
Yes.
It's like, God, show me what it's like to be the gentleness that I can be. And you just wait for it to take you. Softening, gentle, more present. Yeah. And it informs you like how to be that way. Just it shows you. You don't have to try. Actually, if you try, it's not going to work. When you step back, you just say, yes, I want to see this. Then it's immediately given to you. If you step back enough and let it lead the way, then, which it would or will or does. So coming back to this, would you read that sentence before that one again?
Which one do you want me to start it?
Maybe go
That
from
was
time, because it's so beautiful.
Inasmuch as man's highest possible concept of God is embraced within the human idea and ideal of a primal and infinite personality, it is permissible and may prove helpful to study certain characteristics of the divine nature which constitute the character of deity. The nature of God can best be understood by the revelation of the Father which Michael of Neverdon unfolded in his manifold teachings and in his superb mortal life in the flesh. The divine nature can also be better understood by man if he regards himself as a child of God and looks up to the paradise creator as a true spiritual father.
Mm.
The nature of God can be studied in a revelation of supreme ideas. The divine character can be envisaged as a portrayal of supernal ideas, but the most enlightening and spiritually edifying of all relations of the divine...
Of all revelations.
All revelations.
What did I say?
Relations.
Revelations.
Interesting, though. Revelation and relations.
But the most enlightening and spiritually edifying of all revelations of the divine nature is to be found in the comprehension of the religious life of Jesus of Nazareth, both before and after his attainment of full consciousness of divinity. If the incarnated life of Michael is taken as the background of the revelation of God to man, we may attempt to put in human words, symbols, certain ideas and ideals concerning the divine nature, which may possibly contribute to a further illumination and unification of the human concept of the nature and the character of the personality of the universal Father. Are there long sentences? In all our efforts to enlarge and spiritualize the human concept of God, we are tremendously handicapped by the limited capacity of the mortal mind. We are also seriously handicapped in the execution of our assignment by the limitations of language and by the poverty of material which can be utilised for purposes of illustration or comparison in our efforts to portray divine values and to present spiritual meanings to the finite mortal mind of man. All our efforts to enlarge the human concept of God would be well nigh futile except for the fact that the mortal mind is indwelt by the bestowed adjuster of the universal Father and is pervaded by the truth spirit of the Creator Son. Depending, therefore, on the presence of these divine spirits within the heart of man for assistance in the enlargement of the concept of God, I cheerfully undertake the execution of my mandate to attempt the further betrayal of the nature of God to the mind of man. What did I say? Betrayal?
You said betrayal.
Oh!
No, I didn't. You heard betrayal. I didn't say betrayal.
Yeah, I thought you said betrayal.
Oh, bugger. Man,
I didn't notice.
I didn't hear betrayal.
I'm chiefly doing this. I chiefly undertake the execution.
And it's a beautiful, what does he say in here? This is amazing. On the presence of this divine spirit within the heart of a man. It doesn't say the mind of the man, it says within the heart.
Where is that?
Just that same sentence, depending, like last
Oh,
sentence,
yeah, within the heart, yeah.
in the heart of a man for assistance. So you can't figure it out in your head. And then heart begins to reveal that connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
I chiefly undertake the execution of my mandate to attempt the further portrayal.
Portrayal. You did say betrayal.
Again, no, I said portrayal that time. I repeated it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It sounded like betrayal again, did it?
No.
Yeah.
Sound
like betrayal.
It's one of those words, they do those things. If you listen to the same thing, but if you're told a word first, you hear that one. If you're told the other word, you hear the other one. So maybe you're thinking it. Further portrayal of the nature of God to the mind of man. It might be the P's and B's. They're very...
Yes.
Portrayal. Betrayal. Portrayal.
Right. So depending on them, he cheerfully undertakes it. Right. Spirits within us. So while our hearts close down, we've got no hope, basically.
Yes.
We don't even start until that's happening.
But that's why the course of love is so crazy, because it really ignites the heart. Like it talks to the heart in a way the heart needs to be spoken to. And in that, even so we use the mind, the words actually coming more into the heart presence, and then it just begins to reveal itself.
Yeah, yes.
But you can't put labels on it because it's so unlabelable, just like God is unlabelable.
Yeah. I can't help thinking that if you just, single-mindedly stick to A Course of Miracles and nothing else, I don't see how it can work. You can't narrow yourself to one teaching. I don't think that's right.
Now you have the gift of the trilogy. Now you have you've studied some of the feeling realm, right? Well, now you studied the Course of Love, and suddenly Course of Miracles is different, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was reading the Course of Miracles yesterday. Read a few chapters. Oh my God, it just makes
so much sense, yeah?
I can feel it because of the right use of just every sentence is, oh yeah. And just feel that in my heart, really. And yeah.
There was one thing Hector said really well. He said, Course of Love is the primer. Course of Miracles. It gives you some basis that suddenly you don't read the Course of Miracles with the way you read it before. Primes your mind for seeing it differently. I even say it's like it gives you some kind of punchlines, which he can't give you in the Course of Miracles because he needs you to train your mind. He can't give you the full Monty experience because your mind is not ready for it. So it gives you a mind training. He has to keep you a little bit shallow in a way. So you keep training. But then there is the danger of overtraining and turning it into this mental diarrhea, and you just
and then thinking that
shit from the Course, absolutely senselessly picking up little bits and pieces just to defend the mind from its fixed position,
yeah. Oh.
It will still work ultimately, but yeah. All right, guys, how we doing? Shall we leave it at that, or are you ready for more?
I don't think I am.
I'm going to go into my day.
All right, well,
Go,
enjoy your gig.
yeah, go and get a coffee first.
Yes,
Oh,
the way. Beautiful, guys. Thanks for doing this. I'm so grateful.
Oh, so am
yeah,
I. Thank you so
Memory
much.
on my own.
I've
I
got
just
no
wanted to tell
idea.
you, wanted to tell you guys that there is a really, really good recording. Did you guys get it?
Yeah.
I haven't
Old
listened yet.
recording, but it's way, way better quality than the one that I had or that are on YouTube.
Lots of different people are reading the different papers.
Yes, but the
It's clear. It's
quality,
really louder. I can hear it through the phone without headphones
yeah,
if I'm driving.
yeah, it's very good quality. And you can I downloaded the whole thing. You can
On,
download all of that and then place.
onto your phone.
Yeah, I
Oh,
downloaded it onto my computer, and then I put it in a net into what do you call it, the music, you know.
Mm.
oh
And
yeah.
now I have it on
Spotify.
my phone.
Mm.
I started reading the book 3, listening to book 3, on a world of Urantia, origins of Urantia, and how it all panned and how the first people came in. It's like so amazing.
Yeah, I'm reading about the development of the planets and all the different types of breathing it, and
Oh yeah, the different
it's so science fiction.
like.
Just-
And yesterday I was listening in a car. I couldn't see what chapter that was, what paper it was. I said something really amazing. It's like on the next stop, you will be attending to schools of thought, schools of feeling.
yeah, yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Schools of doing. I was like, wow, schools of feeling.
I also felt really angry listening to some of it going, oh fuck, just this is like I felt a reaction of this is too much. I don't believe it.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But I just thought that's just my mind not
Doubt will
understanding.
come and doubt. Beautiful.
What's that? Yeah,
Doubt will come and then doubt will also go.
yeah.
The
But
more
I'm
of
just
this experience
open to it
we
all.
have, the more direct experience we have, the more the mind loosens its grip
Mm.
on trying, Anthony
Mm.
Robbins said it well. He said, trying is dying.
Mm.
Mm.
So to learn how to step back and allow it to be revealed to me or to us. And this is what this does so eloquently. Beautiful.
Thank you all.
Guys, we'll see you next
Mm.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be on holidays. If you ever want to do one more read of this, sometimes during the week, I'll be in.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Let it sink in, and maybe we could find a day we could just have 2 reads, and everything's recorded, so it will be available on YouTube. So if you miss ever anything and want to catch up, we're just us having a fun with it, because this is fun for me.
And what time do you think? I think 7:30 is a good time, actually.
Yeah, I like this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Doesn't intrude. Yeah.
Well, my son's on holidays as well, so I'm actually, don't have to take him to the bus and feed him up. So, so I should be more available too.
Mm.
You could also go back to Write Yourself on Thursday if you want to, not just Tuesday. It's up to you. But I'd rather read some of this because this is so freaking on for me. I go where what moves me the most. And sometimes course moves
Yeah.
me, and sometimes Course of Love moves me, and sometimes none of it moves me, and I have to do some qigong or something. That moves me.
Yes.
All right, sweethearts. Thanks for joining, Penelope.
I really enjoyed it. Like,
Yes.
it just the message is just really beautiful. Yeah. I don't understand most of it, but it's just there's something about it.
Join the club, honey. Join the club.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're all swimming in it ourselves. It's not like this is crisp and clear, you know?
Yeah. And can you send that thing that you said you can download, the reading of it? I don't think I received it.
We could join you into are you on Messenger?
Yes.
We just drop you into the thing, and that's where all the links
Oh,
are.
okay.
Of it.
All right. Thank you.
Kevin, would you do that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, no worries.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you very soon.
Well, I'll certainly be
Thank
seeing
you.
two of you very soon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will.
You guys meeting today?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming over to my place for a luncheon. So, yeah,
Oh, wow.
it'd be nice.
Gosh, I wish I
Yeah.
wasn't living so far away.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.